Hi guys, and welcome back to class. In our last class we discussed understanding the effects control panel. In this lesson we're going to be discussing using keyframes for animation and effect control. So in this lesson we're going to be using project files from the using keyframes project files in the description below, and when you import that we have a logo of a dog and a video of a dog. So let's jump right in. Well, what are keyframes? Keyframes are like instructions you give to Premiere Pro to make something happen for you over time in your video. Imagine telling a ball to start on one side of the screen and roll to the other side. The starting and ending points are your keyframes. And why do we use keyframes? To actually add motion to still objects like text, images, logos, or some objects that you may have and you want to show in the video. Then to change effect over time, like making something fade in or fade out. Then it's also to make your videos look really professional as you edit. So I have here a video of a dog and a logo of a dog. So what we'll be doing today is we are going to be animating the logo of this dog onto the video of the dog. So I would like you to actually click on the object you would like to keyframe, then you go to the effect control panel. So in the effect control panel, this is basically where most of the motion that you are going to be experiencing, or most of the changes are going to be happening to the logo. So when you are right here, you have position, you have scale, you have rotation. But what we'll be doing today is I'll actually be animating the logo from the bottom corner of the video to the middle part of the video. So we're going to be going this way. So the animation is going to be going this way. So it's going to be swiping up as the video starts. So let's jump right in. So first things first, you need to know is whenever you are keyframing or whenever you are changing values of these parameters right here in the effects control panel, one thing you need to take note of is when you make mistakes or your values are incorrect, you can always use this button as your reset button, and this takes it back to the default settings that Premiere Pro installed in the video workflow. So if you would like to animate this, you need to come to position first and you need to toggle this animation. You need to toggle this stopwatch. When you click on the stopwatch, it turns blue and creates an animation. It creates a keyframe, and this is a keyframe that is evident right here. So you can now easily change the value of this. Since this is our starting point, we're going to be taking this down below the video, mind you. Then we're going to be counting about, let's say you can just take a decent amount forward and actually drag this back to the top. So when you drag this, you can either change the value of what you want, or you can left click, hold and drag. So when you do this and play back, this is what we have. You can see how the logo swipes up in the video. So we can decide to make this smoother, and what we need to do is expand our timeline for the keyframe. Right click on this. When you right click on this, there you go to temporal interpolation and you can see different settings. So what this settings does is it actually helps you automatically make your keyframe smoother when you are working. So when you click on auto bezier, the keyframe goes round and actually becomes smoother. So I'll click on the first one too as well, and I'll click on auto bezier or easy ease in. So when I click on easy ease in, this is what we have. If you want to further look into the keyframes, although this is for the advanced and intermediate levels of learning Adobe Premiere Pro, but you may need them, you just need to come right here and click the arrow and you can see how the keyframe goes in motion. But later we'll be discussing about that. So if you also want to set your keyframes to actually zoom in and zoom out, or you want to scale them, you can always come to the scale. You toggle the animation using the stopwatch button, click on it, then you can set this, then move some frames forward and increase the value from 100 to, let's say, 150, 152. So when you play this back, this is what happens. You can see how that zooms out and it becomes bigger. So that will be that about creating keyframes. And one of the quick tips you need to know about creating keyframes is that you can always use two keyframes, one for the start and one for the ending, and you can always try to experiment between various effects like the rotation, the opacity, the scale, the position, and many others. Then moving the time frame closer or farther apart to change how fast the effect happens. So let's take that one for example. When I take this back, the animation actually happens faster in Adobe Premiere Pro. Let's watch this. You can see how faster that is for us because we decided to actually shift the keyframes nearer. So when you begin to practice these things more, you begin to understand how keyframes work better and how the whole world of animation in Adobe Premiere Pro works. So in our next lesson, we are going to be discussing adding and editing text titles in Adobe Premiere Pro. So bye for now. See you in the next class.